All right, I'm going to show you how to do the three basic types of percent proportion problems. And once you kind of get the logic of each type, you should be able to handle any percent proportion problem that you'll come across. So the three types we're going to do are if you if you know the whole, you get a color here. You know the whole, um, and you know the percent, you can figure out the part. And then if you know the part and you know the percent, you can figure out what the original whole is. And then if you know both the part and the whole, you can calculate what the percent is. Okay, so percent proportions. First, let's review real quick. A proportion is an equation of two ratios. Sorry, let's see, three. So if I have a ratio of 3 to 4, that's equivalent to 6 out of 8. That's a proportion. This one's kind of boring because it's obvious, but maybe you're asking the question, what out of 8 is equivalent to 3/4? So maybe you're solving for x, and it's a little bit more exciting. Now, a percent proportion is where one of these ratios is something out of 100, and percent just means out of 100. All right, so let's jump into it. There are 360 blueberries in these blueberry bushes. I'm going to eat 80% of them. How many blueberries am I going to eat? Okay, so I I know the whole. I know the total. It's 360. So the question is really, what out of 360? Okay, so this means what out of 360 um, is 80%, which means 80 out of 100. So what out of 360 is equivalent to 80 out of 100? And that'll tell us what's 80% of 360. Alright, so to do that we can cross multiply like we do with proportions. So 360 times 80 is equal to 100 times x. You could have done you could do 100x. 100 times x is equal to 360 times 80. Doesn't really matter what order you do it in. Just cross multiply and set those equal to each other. So 360 times 80, let's just do that real quick on the calculator, save some time. 360 times 80 is 28,800. That's equal to 100x. So if I divide that by 100, I'll solve for x. Oops, getting on the other problem there. Is it divide by 100 to isolate x, to get x by itself. So 28,800 divided by 100, I can just actually cross out these zeros here, and that is equal to 288. So x is 288 blueberries. So what that means is, I'll put a B for blueberries. That means 288 blueberries out of 360 blueberries is equivalent to 80% of the blueberries. All right. So let's try another type where we have to figure out the whole. 12% of my hens are laying, or 12 of my hens are laying eggs in the orchard. This is 40% of my hens. This is based on real life, sort of. I lived on a farm for a while, and there was an apple orchard in which I could pick fresh apples whenever I wanted, and there's little hens running around the orchard, and it was great because the hens eat the bugs that bother the trees, and then they leave special little presents for the trees, which is fertilizer. I think you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's a good little symbiotic relationship there. All right, back to math. Off the farm and into the computer screen here. 12 of my hens are laying eggs in the orchard. This is 40% of my hens. How many hens do I have? So the question is, what's the whole? So 12 out of however many hens I have is equivalent to 40% of my hens. So 40 out of 100. So let's cross multiply. 12 times 100, 12 times 100 is equal to 40 times x, 40 times x. Alright, so 12 times 100 is 1200. Now to solve for x, it's being multiplied by 40, so I just divide by 40. Alright, these last two zeros cancel out in both. So 120 over 4, which is 120 divided by 4, which is 30. So x equals 30 hens. So 12 hens out of 30 hens is 40% of the hens. Alright, last one. 5 out of 15 gibbons at the zoo have done amazing flips today. Gibbons are this awesome like little ape type creature. And there's something about the way that their wrists are structured. They're incredibly flexible and fast when they're flipping around and swinging around in branches and stuff. They're totally awesome. If you don't believe me, just YouTube gibbon and you'll see some cool stuff. Anyway, 15 out of 15 gibbons, or 5 out of 15 gibbons at the zoo have done amazing flips today. Actually, honestly, to be realistic, it'd probably be 15 out of 15 gibbons have done amazing flips today. Anyway, let's pretend 5 out of 15. What percent of gibbons at the zoo have done amazing flips today? So 5 out of 15 is equal to what out of 100? Alright, so I can cross multiply. 100 times 5, let's skip a step. 100 times 5 is 500, is equal to 15 times x. 15x. So solve. I just divide both sides by 15 to get x by itself. 500 divided by 15 is equal to 33.3333. Repeating. So roughly 33%. 0.33 or 30 or yeah, no, sorry, forget that. About 33%, which makes sense, right? 5 out of 15 is 1/3. 1/3 is 33%. So about 33% of the gibbons at the zoo have done amazing flips today. Again, though, in real life, that number would probably be 100% because gibbons are awesome. All right, see ya.